What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel once again. I'm Julie Reaction, and if today is your first time coming across my video on my channel, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share. And to my returning subscribers and viewers, I do really appreciate your love and support. Thank you for coming back and watching my videos. Today I want us to watch and listen from this brother from Jamaica who has come out and exposed things that are happening in Jamaica's government, and there is no one who is accountable. He has decided to come out and be the voice of those people who are struggling and suffering in Jamaica. So guys, I want us to watch this video till the end, and I'll be back with more comments. All credits goes back to the original creator of the video.
Jamaica, let me ask you one question. Yeah? So I sit on the Star where Rhoda, the MP, Central Manchester, nice young lady, based on where we meet the eye, right? And you're telling me that no, it is a big talk and a big discussion all over. The newspaper and everybody are waste quality time to talk about what an alleged relationship between Andrew HOLNES and Rhoda, and all the fact that Juliet HOLNES I give her a cold shoulder. With all due respect, I don't give a rat's ass as to who Andrew want there with, or who Mark Golden want there with, or who Rhoda want there with. We don't care. We no business with that. There are far too much important things in the friggin' country for us to be majoring in those minor things. We don't give a rat's ass. Who want that with who have found a business? I am concerned about the fact that there's a rapid global shift in how we trade. The BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, BRICS, go do no research. 97 countries will be joining the BRICS. Jamaica is not a part of that. Why? Because the US dollar a crash and nobody not talk about in the damn sitting. Nobody in the flipping country is talking about this thing. You have a big old fat one from over nationwide, who him sit down every day like some big old mama lashy, a gossip about garbage, when him should be the one talking about these things and what the government should be doing, when the Ministry of Finance should be protecting the Jamaican people from something that is coming by now in September the latest. I am not a financial advisor. I am not offering financial advice. Everything is for educational purposes. Yeah? But I am very much aware as to what is happening. The news did about una promote the news. Una still a try to hang on to the dirty banking system that we have here, that has failed the Jamaican people miserably. People money are going missing like a nut near NCB on an attack. On an attack, say cryptocurrency is now the order of the day, and point Jamaicans to these to this open market where some of these people can take a little much of them off, go trade and turn it into much more. But you cannot do that because of the monopoly. Where you play with the Jamaican people them. Where you want them to come out and look at dirty bank. Where now protect the people their money. You not attack. You're supposed to talk in our country. I can't talk about flipping Rhoda and Andrew HOLNES. Who gives a rat's ass? Who cares? We not care. We are concerned about the 1.6 trillion Jamaican dollar that cannot be found. We are concerned about the flipping illicit six. We are concerned about the teachers who are dying suddenly, sudden deaths, and the Ministry of Health is quiet while focusing on a flipping focus. And who? On the Ministry of Health? Because he get lick off a bicycle? Wow! It is so coincidental that Mr. Valiant, who is one of the most popular Jamaican, loved and respected by the ghetto youths them because of his craft and his talent, it's so coincidental that at a time when the country should be focused on matters of importance, you lick him off. You utter everybody on bicycle, you lick off Tufton off a bicycle. Bicycle. You lick him off and then break him wrist and it becomes news and everybody is saying flipping well wishes. We want to know about the genocide that has been committed against the Jamaican people them. Christopher Tufton need to sit down in a courthouse in front of some judge, some serious people who are ready to ask, what made my mama dead from this thing where UNO force if we take? 20% of Jamaica took the stinking dirty vaccine. And our teachers are dying. And nobody wants to talk about how they died. And the families of these people refuse to ask for independent personnel outside of the country to come and do proper autopsy upon them people. Why make them dead so sudden? Because we want to know. AstraZeneca was removed from the flipping market because now we know that we who were talking, we're not telling you to say, that's something not right. Or to force it power. You, Christopher Tufton, tell the people them say, if you don't want water, take your vaccine. And Jamaicans are pretend like you don't know. Let me tell you this, you know. Yo, you see me telling you already, you know. Me telling you, you know. Them people here in a government don't mean no good, you know. And people keep wondering, why am I so angry? I am angry because me grew up in a good yard where we learn to love and respect everybody and to care for my Jamaican people them, and to sit and watch how politicians constantly rob and rape we and kill half the people them. We would like to talk about the medical apartheid that was committed on 20% of Jamaicans. You hear me telling you? The mass genocide. Don't shove it on the freaking carpet. You think a little place to go and we have to put our mask and rubbing alcohol every freaking day upon our hand till tomorrow and dry out like chip? Because on tell me how dangerous COVID was. Where is it now? On the collect it in one buckle? Where there? Where COVID there? Where is it? Where is there? And we should just pardon, no. We should just forget about it, and Jamaicans busy at talk about who for party if you go back in a power. Una talk about who for party if you go back in a power. And this, let me tell you this, you know. Let me tell you this, you know. Let me tell you this. Wake up. Wake up. You see by now in September, and this is my prediction based on my analysis of what's happening globally with the rapid financial shift. Me say, yo, you see the pandemonium will go break out in Jamaica. Watch a joke. You think politicians not have them passport and here much of them have dual and triple and triple citizenship? And maybe quadruple citizenship? Them can fly out here anytime. Any flipping time. You see the rest of us can't leave here, sir. With the 290 odd active gang according to the Ministry of National Security that is here. When them man they hungry and start kick off on the door, all who can protect themselves, protect on themselves. Anybody who can left us. You see, uno politician, you see when the people them ready for uno, your thing say is Molotov bomb, them a go fling over Garden House. And look at that. Today, Juliet HOLNES, you had the audacity of talking about how no one instantly, with immediate effect, advance security at Garden House. But the many Jamaicans who are being robbed and raped, and the fact that we have Jamaicans going missing by the minute, more than 2,000 Jamaicans go missing per year since 2018. That is a report that came out of the Ministry of National Security. When we go doing a research, over 2,000 Jamaicans go missing every year. We never know. 151 children went missing last year. Out of the 151, 134 were girls. 134 girls. Already for this year, we have a number of Jamaicans who have gone missing, and nobody can talk about it. We're not talking about these things. When we get up and talk about Rhoda and Andrew and Juliet and a family kind of video them, we don't want to share. We don't want flipping share. hear because you don't want to hear the truth. You get up over there and chat about freaking gossip every goddamn day. You don't want to talk about these things. Jamaicans are about to go into a state of shock. The US dollar is going to be dying a horrible death by now. And September, the latest, can't sound never hear. The BRICS are going to release them dollars. 97 countries will be joining the BRICS, and Jamaica is not one of them. Why would 97 countries be joining an organized body that is bent on de-dollarizing the US dollar? You don't want nobody talk about this. So I want to send people, I want to find people. Let me tell you something. You see me? I mean one and God mark. I want to send them, whoever I want to send them. Watch you joking at this country. Watch a revolution where we are start here, so. No.
Welcome back, and I hope you have watched that combination of video till the end, and you have seen how that young man has spoken about the Jamaican government. So today we are going to look at some of the major concerns that have been circulating in Jamaica and across the Caribbean nation. These are topics that people feel strongly about, whether it's the economy, banking, public safety, or health policy. The goal of this video isn't to tell you what to believe, it's to examine the issue being raised, encourage respectful decision, and ask whether enough is being done to address the concern of ordinary Jamaicans, The first issue is the economy and Jamaica's relationship with the changing global financial landscape. One of the biggest questions being asked is whether Jamaica is paying enough attention to the rise of BRIC, the economic group made up of countries such as Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and newer member nations. Supporters of closer ties with the BRICS argue that the world economy is changing. They point to increasing trade between developing nations and the discussion about reducing dependency on the US dollar is some international transaction. Some believe Jamaica should be exploring every opportunity available to strengthen trade, attract investment, and diversify its economic partnership. Others argue that Jamaica already has strong relationship with traditional partners and that major shift should be approached carefully because of the country's economic obligation and international argument. The question remains, is Jamaica doing enough to prepare for a changing global economy, or could be missing opportunities that may benefit future generations? Another concern focuses on the banking system. Some critics believe that banking sector places too many restrictions on individuals and businesses, making it difficult for people to access financial services or explore, such as in digital asset and cryptocurrency. Supporters of cryptocurrency argues they provide greater financial freedom, faster international transaction, and more control over personal finance. However, financial regulators often warn that cryptocurrency can be highly volatile and carry significant risk, including fraud and financial losses. Many governments are still deciding how best to regulate these technologies. So, should Jamaica embrace more financial innovation while protecting consumers? Perhaps the most emotional issue raised is crime and the number of missing persons. Every missing person represents a family living with uncertainty, fear, and unanswered questions. Many citizens believe strong action is needed to improve investigation, increase public awareness, and strengthen community policy. There are also concerns about whether enough resources are being allocated to law enforcement agencies responsible for solving this case. At the same time, policy face enormous challenges including limited resources, organized crime, and increased criminal activities. Finding solutions require cooperation between government agency, law enforcement, community organization, and citizens themselves. Regardless of political view, most Jamaicans can agree on this one. Everyone deserves to feel safe. Every missing person deserves a thorough investigation. Every family deserves answers. Public safety should never become a partition issue. Another issue raised here is financial topic involving public health and COVID vaccine policy. Some people continue to question whether enough transparency exists during the pandemic regarding vaccine rollout, public health decision, and workplace requirement. Others believe health authority acted based on the best scientific evidence available during an unpredictable global crisis. It's important to recognize that person had different experience during the pandemic. Some trusted the public health measures, others feel their concern were never fully heard. Moving forward, many people believe government should continue improving transparency, communication, and public engagement wherever major health decisions are made. Open dialogue helps building public trust, especially during the emergency. These are difficult conversations, but they are conversations that matter. Whether we are talking about the economy, banking, crime, or public health, one thing is clear. People want accountability. People want transparency. People want leaders who listen. No country is perfect, and no government gets everything right. But progress begins when citizens ask questions, stay informed, and participate in respectful decisions about the future they want to see. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these issues concern you the most? Do you believe Jamaica is moving in the right direction? Or do you think significant changes are needed? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, but let's keep the discussion respectful. If you find this commentary valuable, don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video so many people can join the conversation. And as usual, greetings to my Caribbean brothers and sisters. See you in my next, and thank you for watching. Peace.